Hi, I'm meteorologist Tony Petrarca in the Pinpoint 12 Forecast Center. You've clicked on the Weather Now link on this Tuesday evening around 8 o'clock, just analyzing some new data. I want to give you an update on the nor'easter that'll be getting closer this evening, overnight, and into early on Wednesday morning. The wind has been picking up, but we haven't seen anything that's producing any kind of wind damage. I've seen a few pictures of a few limbs that have come down, but bottom line, the strongest wind yet to arrive. But with that said, it's only a few hours away. With each passing hour, it'll start to ramp up. In the meantime, let's first talk rain. We've had about an inch, inch and a half, almost 2 inches of rain so far. Another 2 inches of rain expected this evening and overnight. So the flood watch remains in effect tonight through tomorrow morning, some localized street flooding. But we are more concerned about the wind. And here's the deal. Wind advisory for the areas in light brown and a high wind warning for the areas in red. Quite simply, the areas in red have the higher chance of seeing stronger wind gusts. It'll still be windy inland, Providence, Metro, Northwest Rhode Island, but not as strong as the areas in red. So with that said, let's put down some numbers here. And again, these wind gusts have yet to be realized, but what we've noticed in the last hour is we're starting to gust up to 30 miles per hour now in Rhode Island. We're starting to see gusts up to 50 out on the Cape. So the stronger winds are actually coming in off the ocean. So in other words, they hit Cape Cod first, and then 2-3 hours later, they'll work inland towards Rhode Island and out towards eastern Connecticut. So the peak of these winds will occur after 10 o'clock tonight, and especially after midnight. And it'll range from the northwest corner of the state, 40 to 50. That's your Foster, Gloucester, Pasco area. Right along the Route 95 corridor, gusts in this orange area, 50, 55. But there may be some gusts to 60 here. You get into this red area, now you're talking 55, 60. This includes most of Narragansett Bay, most of southern Rhode Island into Washington County, New Bedford, and the sliver of pink from Westerly, Charlestown, Narragansett, Newport, out towards Little Compton, Horseneck, New Bedford, Buzzards Bay, the Cape, the islands, the offshore islands, Block Island, 60, 65, but not out of the question to get isolated gusts to 70. I think if we get any 70-mile-an-hour gusts, it's going to be out towards the outer Cape. So quite simply, these are where your stronger winds are going to be located. So that's where the better potential for some power outages are. I mean, there's the chance for scattered outages really everywhere statewide, but the higher chances would be right in here. And then to the north of that, this strip of orange, a moderate risk, and then you get north and west of 295, and there's a slight risk. So I would charge your devices just to be on the safe side here, but again, the risk is higher the further south and east you go, closer to the ocean, closer to the location of the ocean storm itself, the nor'easter. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on the power situation, the outages. We think they're likely with these strong wind gusts later tonight and into early on Wednesday morning. Really, the risk is moderate to borderline high for all areas, but leaning more towards the higher risk being along the coast. Statewide, it's a general 45 to 65 mile an hour gust, and the direction will be these winds will be coming in from the northeast. So satellite radar composite, where's the storm? Where's it going? Well, if you look closely, you can see this counterclockwise circulation right there. And here is southern New England. That is the nor'easter intensifying, the area of low pressure. So, most of the time, these storms in this location will just kind of scoot off to the north and east and pull away. But this one is going to actually move in reverse and actually what we call retrograde, move backwards towards our coastline overnight. It'll do a loop, actually. So it'll just kind of do this, move in reverse, get closer and closer, making its closest pass overnight, early tomorrow morning, and then during the afternoon, it'll slowly pivot away and then back out to sea. So it's a slow mover. So here's how it breaks down with rain and wind increasing this evening and overnight, but it's really right in here from roughly 10 o'clock this evening, especially after midnight and towards daybreak, the better chance of seeing some of these stronger wind gusts. It is stormy on Wednesday morning, especially early on. Now keep in mind, oops, how'd that happen? What did I do there? Try that again. All right, the wind speed forecast that you see there, that's not gust, that's actually sustained wind. So sustained northeast at 25, sustained at 25, 30 miles per hour, which in itself is pretty impressive for, just kind of a sustained wind. But it will be gusting higher than that during the morning, kind of a windswept rain. It's not as rainy. It's still windy in the afternoon, but the wind speeds will be coming down. And what we'll notice is the precipitation, the rain in the afternoon, should become lighter to the point where it may actually taper to more of a drizzle. And while it's still windy during the afternoon, it's not quite as windy as the early morning hours. Bay forecast, yeah, stay in port here. Storm warning, northeast 25, 30 knots, gust of 50 knots on Wednesday, especially during the morning. Waves of 2 to 4 feet in the bay itself. But once you get towards the mouth of the bay, the waves are more like 4 to 8 feet. So wrapping it up as of this taping, as of 8 o'clock, the weather starts to go downhill significantly in terms of rain and especially wind. I'm thinking now if I really had to, kind of nail down the timing of the strongest wind from roughly about 10 o'clock this evening through the overnight towards 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, scattered power outages are likely. Check back with us on our updated newscast after the World Series and on WPRI Channel 12 at 11 o'clock. And certainly you want to check in with Michelle early in the morning on 12 News starting at 4:30 a.m. All right, that's your latest Weather Now update. We'll update you again later on this evening.